Two questions, Jimmy. How you can get up?
Okay, folks, and thanks. We're live and coming at you with NCTV45's Meet the Candidate. And let's be clear, let's be real clear as we move forward. Okay, everybody was asked about being on this show. Okay, Republicans, Democrats, and everybody in between. Now, all of that, okay, everybody showed up except one person. I think he was busy modeling because he was doing the Barack Obama, do I look like Barack Obama look-alike? Okay. And we kind of called him out. Not kind of, we did. And I'll tell you how and why we made the statements that we made. I want to encourage you to go back and watch Focus NC and parts 1 and 2, Act 47. That Focus NC, very, very important, because what it does is it shows you what you can and can't do with respect to the state statute. Now, that being said, we did a couple different things, and then I'm going to let Jim talk. We outlined Mark's position as the Democratic candidate lined up against Act 47. Then we took Chris Fry's message and lined it up. I told Chris Fry two things when he was in here. Number one, he took PAC money and he represented special interests. He denied it, and now in recent publications, we see that that's true. Number two, he's never been to an Act 47 meeting. I can attest that Mr. Jim Constance was at the Act 47 meeting that was held at the Confluence, asked questions, and was engaged. Now, that being said, we also spoke about what were some of the things that wanted to be done. Now, so far, you have Mr. Mark Galisco, who showed up on NCTV 45, Meet the Candidate. You have Mr. Jim Constance, who showed up on NCTV 45, and we're going to let him talk here in a second, Meet the Candidate. And you have Chris Fry, and I have to think that some of his special interests, in my humble opinion, tried to drive me out of business as a small business. As I told you, Chris Fry's for business. He's just not for this small business. I know Jim. He's had a business down for me from quite some time. And we've talked almost all the time. Okay. He sees me on the street. I see him on the street. We walk past each other. It's as friendly can be. Once again, outside interests with Chris Fry. Let's talk to Jim about, Jim, first of all, you're running as an independent for mayoral candidate. And what I'm going to do here for you is kind of give it an open kind of situation as you explain your candidacy, some of the things you're thinking, and how you want to go about it. So let's let's start with the first thing. Um, and let's start with jobs.
Jobs. Um, I like to read a quote because I know Mark and Chris both beat the drum for economic development. Chris, in his last article, said that the community development, along with economic development, the drum needs to be beat simultaneously. There needs to be a balance between the two. But today's paper was job openings more plentiful than workers. I believe, and that's throughout the United States. There's 3 to 4 million jobs available for people, and with the talent that's required, we're lacking the talent that's required. So there was a study, not a study, there was a study done by Alex McCoy, who is the CEO of the Regional Chamber of Commerce of Lawrence County, and Linda Nitch, who's the director of Lawrence County Economic Development. And what they revealed is that they had, and they don't come any brighter, in my opinion. I'd put those two up against anybody in the region. They may be bright people equal to, but there's nobody smarter. So they came up with that there was 27, is that, the camera's there?
Yeah, right
Okay,
there.
so
Just
27 projects. That means there's 27 entrepreneurs, industry, that came to the region of, in Lawrence County, and out of 27, guess how many businesses, entrepreneurs came here to create jobs? 0, because our infrastructure is totally lacking. I'm going to read this quote. Chris has a problem with the downtown coming back to viability. Here's a quote. It says, downtown is the litmus test for investors, site selectors, and business interests. They judge the health of your community by the health of your downtown. Downtowns are your best economic development recruitment tool. My dreams are not pie in the sky. That was kind of a little disheartening when I didn't realize he was pointing that at me, and maybe he wasn't pointing it at me because it was, the debate was between me, Mark, and Chris. But pie in the sky, I mean, it's bringing industry here is pie in the sky. I'm not looking to bring outside industry primarily. I'm looking for myself. What can I do for Newcastle? And here's what I can do. And it's simultaneous. I'll be going for $500 million in the public sector, and I hope that's with the assistance of Chris and another city manager, because I'm looking to hire 2 and keeping my CFO, who's pretty sharp, Stephanie Dean, extremely intelligent, Chris Fry, and another individual that I don't want to get accused of bribery of election, because I want this person's vote, but so they don't even know that I'm targeting them to become a city manager. We're in Act 47, the distressed community. How on earth can we afford 2 city managers? Not 1, 2. Well, I'm going to tell you how we're going to do it. We're going to do it by, I'm going to put a stipend of $200 a week, and they have 6 months to come up with the paperwork and with the wording so that we can go for the public funds to get the $500 million. I'm going to have a Republican and a Democrat. The Republican, Chris Fry, said, yeah, it may not, Restore Pennsylvania may not happen. Yeah, he's correct. Why? Because of the Republican legislature in Harrisburg. So they're fighting. They don't want Tom Wolf to take off. Me personally, I left the Democratic Party. Do I have faith in Tom Wolf and Fetterman? No, I don't. But I do have faith in my city managers. And why I would like a Republican is because they can go after Energize PA, because that's your legislature once come out with their program, and I don't really care what program it is. The money's going to be on the table. We need to go for the lion's share to do something great, dynamic, not only in America, based right here in Newcastle. You need to vote for me to give me the prestige of title. Mayor can do, just the title can move mountains, and I plan on it. I love this community. You know, I mean, I'm an outsider. My wife brought me here from Florida. And a lot of people say, you're doing this backwards. And say, yeah, well, family's the reason. And yeah, I want a better life for everybody. Everybody. It's just upset. I get upset because it's like, man, the things I hear, people, wake up. All right? You got a question?
Okay, yeah. We'll speak a little bit to Act 47. You know, Chris Fry just tells everybody he's going to cut everybody's taxes. He's going to cut everybody's taxes. Now, Cole, you were there, Joel was there from Eckerd Seaman, and Joel explicitly said, you can't just cut everybody's you're in a deficit. If you cut all the taxes, you're done. You have no revenue. And under that, guys, really, if Chris Fry's elected, taxes are going to go skyrocket.
That's what I believe. That's my fear. That's my fear. By accepting the PAC money, it's big fish eat little fish. I'm afraid that they'll bankrupt the city. I'm afraid that with the residents, they're going to increase taxes. People on fixed incomes, and they're well aware that people on fixed income can't take a raise in property taxes. They're going to lose their money. They'll lose their homes. And what's going to happen is big fish eat little fish. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer with the Republican in office. And they're going to come in and buy up our homes pennies on the dollar. And I'm totally against that. They should be ashamed of themselves. All bureaucracy. I'm a business person, and that's how I can figure out how to have two city managers on a stipend of $200 a week. So, and in half a year, if they don't meet my goal of getting the paperwork so that we can go for the grant money, it's there, people. It's the lion's share we're going after, not crumbs. Okay, and it's not a pie in the sky dream. It's reality. Lowering taxes is to me is how to make this community better. I too have the goal of lowering taxes. We can hold taxes until I can figure it out. I have not started to micromanage. And what I mean by micromanage is I'm not going to be in everybody's business, but we're going to set goals. I'm going to get the leads of the departments, find out who does what, and how we can make it better by listening to the men and women in the trenches of our city who probably have more information on how things can be better, and we're going to get it better. We're going to fix every pothole. We're going to fix all the sidewalks, and you know, it's public safety is paramount. And when I first moved here, and I was talking to Bobby Salem about my patent and what I wanted to accomplish from 9 years ago, he said, what do you want from me? And I said, I want to know we're on the same page. I want to know that safety is paramount with my police, with the police department, you know, because if I bring people from America to the corridors of Lawrence County, and I said it in the past, I'm saying it again, I only want to bring 500 to 2,000 families a week. That will infuse $500,000 to $2 million a week into the local economy. And, you know, oh man, I got it. Mark Alisco, and he told me 4 years ago he was going to help me win or lose. And he lost, and I called him, he never called me back. And previous to this, we were always going back and forth. So I called him, he didn't call me back. I let it go because I figured he's licking his wounds. Public rejection is, yeah, it is what it is. So I let it go. Second time I called him, about a month later, I figured his dad's health, which he knows, I completely respect that. Completely respect. I took care of my dad 24/7, 365 for 2.5 years. And I wish I was still taking care of my dad. But that, you know, life goes on. And that's how my wife got me up here to take care of her mom. I mean, she's not in bad shape. She's still viable. But it's because of family as to why we're up here. And after 9 years, I can't believe the way you guys are living. What you allowed to go down. I mean, I'm learning. I mean, and I'm like, how on earth can you just sit by and I need people to wake up that are registered to vote. I need all the inactive voters come out and vote. That'll give us 4,000 votes. 4,000 votes. And if with that behind me, I think Tom Wolf will listen. Do I have faith in Tom Wolf again? Not really. I think he'll listen, and I'll be shooting for in the private sector with the President of the United States of America. And I didn't bring my letter to show everybody that I'm in correspondence. And I wouldn't join his team, and I don't have a problem letting him know that I have tremendous respect. I put my life on the line for the man, and you can't find a better friend than that. And but he is who he is. He's big business, and and they're supposed to help small business. I'm a small business entrepreneur, the backbone of America, and proud of it. So I've got my answers to things. And talk about going back to the 200 a week, and why would Chris Fry and another person come to work for 200? Because it's part-time. You keep your job. You continue making money, because I want you to keep a roof over your family's head. I want you to keep clothing on their backs. I want you to put food on the table. And understand that once we get that money, there's an administrative fee. And I look to bank 10% of $500 million, which would be 50 million. Am I correct? 10% of $500 million, 50 million. And we're gonna hopefully and let everyone know that we're paying the debt of 32 million, so it leaves us a balance of 18 million, and Chris Fry will get a tremendous bonus that should make him go goo goo gaga, and he would deserve it, because we're going to help this community become the hallmark city of America, the diamond in the rough. And there's a lot of communities out there that are really nice, and we're competing with them, because I'm looking for the tourist industry, a $1 billion industry, hospitality, a $1 billion industry, going to hospitality. Charles Everhart, the gentleman that wants to redo St. Francis, and to me that would be another crown jewel in our community to help veterans. And I've said in the past, so I look forward to an America where not a veteran has to beg for money. No organization should have to come on and say, hey, we're trying to raise money, for these crippled veterans. Come on, people, this is America. I mean, it's like, what's it all about? If we don't take care of the people that give us the freedom to take care of them, what are we all about? So yeah, I got spokes in the fires here, there, and everywhere, and I want to take care of it, because the main person that I keep the main spoke in fire with is Jesus Christ, and that's who my leader is. Question?
Now, we spoke to the idea of the potholes, and I wanted to address that a little bit. You can play golf on any street in the city.
Yeah.
1836 or 72.
Yeah.
And I had a car that actually the frame broke.
Yeah.
Because of all the potholes.
They ain't cheap.
No,
Yeah.
that were there.
Yeah.
Can we get some cold patch or some patch in these?
Cold patch doesn't work. It's we're gonna buy, when I'm mayor, we're gonna buy 2 more hot boxes. They're 60,000 a piece. We're gonna back off of repairing 1 mile of road. We have 100 miles in Newcastle. 1 mile of road is $200,000. So we're going to hold back from repairing any road anywhere in Newcastle, and we're going to patch everything until we can grow our budget, and then go after, and especially if we get the grant money, we're going to need $20 million to do all the roads in Newcastle, and I think there are plenty of roads that are already done, so we won't be expending $20 million. Again, we're going to buy 2 hot boxes. And I want to, as soon as I get in, I'm going to be communicating with Sacrete, and I will have my people and hiring a few extra people that will do seminars with Sacrete, because we're not repairing these streets correctly. And it looks like it's job security, and I got a problem with it, man. It's like, the foundation, no matter what you do with the street, it all depends on the foundation. If it's bad, it ultimately is going to become bad. It may look good on the surface, but it's going to become bad. So we need to seal. I know what we need to do is tap the foundation, make it solid, seal it, put the hot patch in, and seal it again. And you can't over seal everywhere, because then we'll have ice skating rinks all over. So I mean, there's a process. But like I said, I will call the professionals in of Sacrete, bring them in, do seminars with Public Works, and we're going to aggressively go after every pothole, because I can't stand it, man.
Yeah, it's
I can't.
it's
North, south,
re-
east, and west.
It's really, really bad.
Yeah.
Now, here's one of the issues that I had, and I took particular indifference to. During this election, and I mean this with all sincerity, there had been by the groups, the special interest groups that are attracted to Chris Fry. Um, uh, they attack the station and attempts to drive me out of business, in my humble opinion, and they went through that. Chris Fry would not denounce the lack of knowing how to spell. Um, Mark has family just like me, you, and everybody else here. Mark's brother, Dennis, had some issues. Okay, but yet there were spelling problems that every time they went to spell Mark, they started it with a D. Okay, to try to belittle, downgrade, or at least defame Mark. Okay, Mark also has when you teach, you have a backing of not the word I want to use. You have to be cleared. I'm cleared by because I teach. Okay, Chris Fry would not denounce that, and so the question I have is, will you be watching what statements are made? And I know it's on Facebook by Chris Fry supporters as denouncing or trying to tarnish the reputation of others, especially businessmen in the town.
Again, I meditate and I treat others the way I want to be treated, and I think others people should follow the same golden rule.
Thank you. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Um, what's accepted in today's society is they altered the golden rule to do unto others before they do unto you, and or the man who has the gold makes the rule, and it by no way, shape, forms, or means in my belief system, my consciousness, I am completely aware of Jesus Christ, and I believe that he was, he is, and he's coming again, and we are responsible. We are our brother's keeper. So when people let's go into the future. Let's go into what I want to accomplish. I want to bring my nephew, William Gahagan, works for NBC, travels the world, and I don't know how many Emmys he has, quite a few, and he does the Olympics for the United States of America. And I would hope that I got to be careful what I say because I want the bribery of election. I definitely want your vote, but I can't promise you any financial gain. But I want to bring television to Newcastle. Entertainment is $1 trillion industry that we're not taking advantage of. Not my opinion. I mean, there are things going on in the community, but we had a comedy club and it closed down. We got this, and hearing that Chris Fry and special interests want to close it down. Come on, man. Come on, man. And then you're for the people? Jeez. And then I'm in my brain, I'm looking at Ronnie Dam. I'm looking at Jamie Holmes. Here's a person, she gave me her word that and didn't keep it. So you know what that means to me. So Jamie Holmes, he was renting space for my family and didn't pay. And these are the people he puts with him. Come on, man. Let's keep our word. If you can't keep it, you show me your friends, I'm going to tell you who you are. And if this is who you're surrounding yourself with, we got a lot of good things to look forward to if you pull this out. If people in the ostriches in the sand don't pull their head out and comprehend, yeah, I'm going to strive to reduce taxes, to eliminate taxes. And how are we going to do that? Well, I know I, for one, my dad taught me a long time ago when I was wondering, I was questioning, Dad, why are we paying taxes? Why are we paying so much in taxes? He said, Jimmy, it's your government. It's your government. Pay the taxes. Okay. All right, Dad. Okay. I was paying over $12,000 on our commercial real estate, and I didn't complain. Why? Because A, I was making the money. B, the police department, the fire department, they were superb. Public Works, you can eat off the streets. You can live on the streets. How can you complain? You know? And our city manager, Robert Holmquist, oh my God, the communication skills of this gentleman, he's an everyday guy. Everyday guy. There's a story, and and to show you the downside of home rule, because anybody can look it up. Volusia County is home rule, so I lived it for 16 years that I was in business. And oh man, in the final acts, we were trying to implement not me, they were trying to implement a PSO program, and in the beginning, so I'm going back in the 90s, and the PSO program is a public safety officer program, and in essence, it's a super cop. We've educated our young police department to be able to be a fireman and a policeman. In the beginning, didn't like it. I said, it's two different psychologies. When you need a police officer to deal with the dirtbag, you need a police officer. And that's what we have today. And if someone's having a heart attack and you need an EMT, you need a fireman. You need a fireman. So I just felt it was two different psychologies. I didn't like molding it into one. They did it because of economics. They said, well, instead of giving the chief of police $60,000 and the fire department $60,000, we're going to eliminate the two positions, create one, so that's 120, and we're going to pay the 190, saving us $30,000. Yeah, economically that's awesome. Until that one figures out, well, I'm doing the job of two people, and I'm not really getting paid for it. I mean, I got the increase, but it's like, it becomes a monopoly. So with the monopoly, they want more money. They control, and then in time, which I believe the PSO program's still in existence, but it's all about attitudes. And attitudes, I was told, Arthur Danaker approached me, and I was fighting it, and then he asked me if I voted in Daytona Beach Shores, where I used to live, and I used to vote, and I said, I voted since I was 18 years old, Arthur. Don't go there. And he says, do you vote in Daytona Beach Shores? And I says, Arthur, I'm very proud of my vote. And he says, I'm asking you, do you vote in Daytona Beach Shores? And I said, no, I do not. He says, then what you have to say doesn't matter. Oh, you want my $12,000, but what I have to say doesn't matter. And he's right. He's right. Because, huh?
The old regime.
Well, and he's right. And so, we can get into the story. With $350,000 in equity, and this is why I don't like the Republican Party, and this is why I accuse them that big fish eat little fish, because they open it up in the name of the free enterprise, and they take advantage of people. And that's why I changed. Chris Fry changed. I guess, I don't know, I ain't gonna talk about Chris. I was a Democrat, staunch Democrat from the age of 18 up until 3 years ago. And I became a Democrat because my dad said that, when I asked, Dad, what party should I belong to? And he said, Democrats. I said, why? And he said, they're for the little guy. And that always meant something to me. And then up until 3 years ago, when I think the Democratic leadership is just taking the party to places I don't want to go. So I couldn't become Republican because I don't believe in trickle-down economics, that it works. I mean, obviously we have it, but it doesn't work, because greed is the unseen sin of our community, not only in America, it's all over the world. Rome fell, Athens, Greece fell. I mean, greed is not a good thing. It's not about capitalism, man. It's about having a relationship with the Supreme Being. And mine happens to be Jesus Christ. That's my belief system. I wish everybody had that belief system. I wish everybody had a relationship with Jesus, and we all can get along better. When I build my castle, and it's a $50 million, and with private funding, no public purse, not a penny of public purse is going to go to the castle. Anyhow, when I build the castle, $50 million project with the retractable roof, seats 5,000 people, spectators that'll be watching the games. That will be going on in the castle, competitions, athletics, academics, and the arts. Not every child's meant to be an athlete, and kids are the future of America, let alone Newcastle.
Location.
What's that?
Location.
Well, and I'm looking at a couple of locations, but it's downtown Newcastle is what I'm looking at. And the other 4 castles, parking garages that I want to build, that will be with the public purse. Every penny that's spent with the public purse will the income that's generated will go back to the government. It'll stay with the city, with the county, with the state, and with the nation, because that's our government. And it's like I'm in complete, yeah, you know, if we got we can do good things, but I need to be the mayor of Newcastle.
Well, Jim, I want to thank you for stopping by, and
Okay. Thank you.
it really, really was insightful to hear and refreshing to get some new ideas on exactly things that can be done and what you'd like to see happen here. And not everybody shares that openness. And we've witnessed it right here. So, Jim, I want to thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And you can just sit right here. And I'd like to thank you folks for tuning in. And this was NCTV45's Meet the Candidate. Thanks. Have a great day.